Hi, I'm Jan Mathers. A few months ago, I took the coaching class that Stonecroft offers on relational evangelism. I've taken other similar classes because I know it's what God has called us to do, and I want to be effective in sharing my faith. But truthfully, it does not come easily for me. But was I ever in for a surprise? The difference in this class from others I've been involved in is that it has the added element of a gentle accountability. And for me, that made all the difference. Each week, we were encouraged to take a little bigger step in connecting with people around us, and then we would share those results in the following week's breakout sessions. I didn't want to be the only one in my breakout group who didn't have a story to share. So it pushed me to be a little bolder than I normally am, to be actively alert for the opportunities to bring Christ into the conversation. And without exception, I was shocked at how open and receptive people were. I have not received one rebuff or even had anyone move to change the subject, only appreciation and interest. I asked both my daughter in law and niece, who live in other cities, if they'd like to do separate Bible studies with me via Zoom. Both accepted easily. When the carpenter working on our house mentioned some family trouble, it felt like the most natural thing in the world to share my faith in God and to tell him I'd be praying for him. The same thing with my neighbor. I couldn't believe it. Having something to share each week was never a problem. But I gained more than just boldness in this class. I gained a level of insight that I knew was from God. For example, we recently did some work for a very difficult, cranky older man. From one phone message he left, I got the sense that his crankiness was based in his fear of what the future held. So although I had never met him, I started praying for him. Then a few weeks later, I decided to take it a step further and called and invited him for coffee. He accepted, but he said he could only stay for 15 minutes. He ended up staying for over 2 hours as I told him about God's love for him and the plan he had for his life. It is an amazing experience to fully, intentionally walk the path of relational evangelism, to feel the weight of this responsibility tempered by the anticipation of the opportunities that God is going to bring my way each day, and to feel prepared, thanks to the coaching class, to what it tells us in 1 Peter 3, to always be ready to explain it when someone asks about my hope as a believer, and to do it in a gentle and respectful way. At the beginning of the class, we were told to ask God to give us the name of 3 people to be praying for. Of the 3 people I chose, one has now accepted Christ as her Savior, and one continues the faith conversation with me, only now she is instigating it rather than me. I cannot adequately put into words how grateful I am for the change this class has made in me.